Hey there guys, what is going on, and welcome on into Farming Sim, where today would be the day that I would be uploading episode 2 of our regular series. However, because of the game crashing, it corrupted my video and I wasn't able to get that one out for you guys, so I'm going to have to go back and restart the episode by going through and doing what we did in episode 1 on a fresh map. So what I thought as a result of that was maybe I would talk about my experience of Farming Sim so far, if I think you guys should get it, but also give you some of the bugs and issues that I've found so far so that you know exactly what you are getting yourself in for. So let's get into it. Now, the game, in my opinion, is far better than 2019. It runs smoother, it runs more accurate, things like using forklifts are a lot more stable, and overall, I can clearly see the quality of life improvements that have taken place between FS19 and FS22. However, that doesn't mean that the game doesn't have some issues. One of which I have noticed so far is when you are working with things like the greenhouses, when it produces things like the pallets of strawberries or tomatoes or things like that, sometimes what happens is as you go to try and move them, the crates get stuck in the ground, and no matter what you do, they cannot be moved. So what I've ended up having to do is go into the vehicles XML file for the game itself and actually physically remove them by removing the code for them. Now obviously if you're playing on console, you don't have that option available to you, so for anybody on console, they would be stuck with these in the ground, and in some cases would even have to delete their save game entirely and start all over again. Something which obviously if you're a decent amount of time into the save, you really don't want to have to do. Another thing that I have noticed is that the multiplayer does seem to be frequently overrun. I've had many times when I've had a multiplayer up, when I've been kicked out, when everybody else hasn't been able to connect, and that shows that currently their servers are being overloaded quite frequently. Now there will definitely be a solution to this down the line as the hype for the game dies down a little bit, because currently there's a lot of big streamers that are playing the game, which is giving the game a little bit of extra exposure. However, obviously what we would hope for is for this not to be an issue to start with, so that is something which I am experiencing at the minute, because I am streaming over on Twitch every single day with Farming Sim, and I'm trying to get as many people in as possible. But that just simply doesn't happen sometimes because the game doesn't allow it. Another one of the issues that I have run into is the rain. Sometimes when it's raining, it will flicker. And if you are sensitive to light, or if you have a condition such as epilepsy, then this can really badly affect your health, sometimes even bringing on a seizure. So this is something that I know Giants has made themselves aware of and are working very quickly on a solution for. However, just as a pre-warning to anybody out there who may suffer from something such as epilepsy or photosensitivity, that is something in the game right now, so do please take care. But it's not all doom and gloom. As I mentioned, I do genuinely think that FS22 has been a solid release. I personally love the maps that they came out with the game, and I can't wait to see how the modding community takes it on, as they always do, taking the game from one level way up higher, and Giants have already started releasing some mods, which I think is really cool. Naturally, being able to use my Logitech G27 wheel along with a Cytec side panel means that the game is way more immersive, and I've really enjoyed using both. One thing that I would mention though is if you guys are using a controller or steering wheel, always make sure that you check your settings, because by default the game comes with a 14% dead zone, which means that you have to steer the wheel quite a bit before you even get any registering in the game. So make sure that you go into the settings and reduce that down to 0%. Now, I've mentioned some of the things that I like about FS19, and I've also mentioned some of the things that I've noticed are currently buggy with the game. However, what I would also like to do is include a little section about what I hope happens with the game down the line. Obviously, Giants are going to be working hard to produce new DLC content for the community. However, the modding community is usually where it shines, and that is why I hope that the modding community are able to take the game to next levels in terms of the production, which we now know is in the game by default. Currently, we have things like the cake house and the bakery, as well as other infrastructure that we can take over to produce final products. However, I do think that it'll be really cool to see the modding team taking over with that within the community and really expanding on the options that are available to us in terms of production. But of course, as always, I want to pass the question off to all of you guys out there. If you have picked up the game so far, what do you think about it? What are the negatives? What are the positives? And what do you hope to see in the future? If you guys want to to go ahead and have an interactive chat with me, then I do stream every single day over at Twitch, twitch.tv/AndyWillsTV, and we give away a copy of FS22 every single Sunday. So if you guys don't have it right now, it doesn't matter if you're on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, you can pick up a copy for free by going over to the Twitch. All you have to do, drop a follow and chat in the chat room, and that is it. It costs nothing, and you might just win yourself a brand new copy of FS22. But for now, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video. We will be back tomorrow with the regularly scheduled series that I have started. Hopefully, there won't be any issues, and we will pick up exactly where we left off. What we'll be doing is we will be seeding the field. We'll also be fertilizing and herbiciding the field, and then we'll be watching it grow before we take on another harvest. We may also pick up a couple of contract jobs along the way to pass the time. So I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. As always, enjoy the farming experience, and peace.